Good morning. Don't take this as a negative. I don't want to come across as somber. I don't want to be putting anyone off. But I see these posts. I mean, I tried to post this actually on a Facebook group, and one of the admin people blocked my post. But you see these near-miss videos, I suppose you could call them. People riding along and, narrowly avoiding getting taken out by cars turning and that sort of thing. The bikes driving along goes into a 40 mile an hour limit. There's a line of cars in front. Obviously they're slowing down or something. He goes to overtake them, and then at the front of the queue there's a van that turns across, and the bike just very narrowly avoids hitting it, just ducks in behind as the van turns. And you can hear this guy muttering, saying, "What was that all about?" Well, what that was all about was these speed limits are there for a reason. So these roads are designed by people who design roads, and they design those roads to try and be as safe as possible. So you're not going to have 60 mile an hour speed limits everywhere, because it's not safe to have 60 mile an hour speed limits everywhere. And why not? Well, because these roads, without pointing out the obvious, are there to take people from places to other places. And some of those places are places where people live. So there are roads connecting roads. Like, you can drive from your house down a road to any other house in the country. So these roads connect all these houses up. And some of these roads have lots of houses on the edge of them, or lots of developments on the edge of them. And the worst kind in terms of these risk areas are just driveways coming out onto a road. So we're not talking about a housing estate with 6,000 homes on, with one junction which is a roundabout. We're talking about this isn't an A road, we're talking about B roads here, and worse, and they have driveways coming out onto them. So people who design these roads, they put these speed limits in because they think, well, we will recommend to these people that they go at whatever the speed is, 40, 50, 50 mile an hour. There'll be a density of houses along that road, likelihood of cars pulling out, ability for people to see cars pulling out so they can avoid them or stop or whatever. If you're overtaking a line of cars into a 40, you've got to expect that there's going to be driveways, there's going to be junctions, there's going to be potentially people pulling out, or people in your line pulling into side roads. If you don't, you just don't really understand roads at all. So, go out there into the world and, use your eyes, look at the signs. Signs will show if there's a junction. Signs will show if you're going into a speed limit. Look at the lines on the road. If the gaps between the lines get smaller, you are in a higher risk area. Get the highway code, read the highway code. I know it's boring. Maybe I should do a session on pertinent points of the highway code. But people who design these roads, they put these things, they're all designed by engineers, by highway engineers, and they're there to help you, to give you information so that you're not surprised. People have accidents because they're not expecting things. You go around a corner and there's someone on a horse, or you go around a corner and there's a tractor, and you're doing 60 when you should have been doing 40 or whatever it is. So use the information that's provided, and it will help, and you won't get these idiotic videos of people basically nearly kill themselves and then turn around and say, what happened there? What happened there was you were being an idiot. So don't do that. And then you've also got these videos of people, or posts of people saying, I just had my first, mishap, whatever. I'm in hospital, ruptured spleen, etc., etc. I was tired. I closed my eyes, shook my head for a few minutes, and the next thing I knew, I was in a hospital bed. What are you doing? You're on a motorbike. You can't close your eyes. You're not driving a car. You're not a passenger in a car. I just don't understand. This goes back to the whole notion of having your head in the right space. If you're not in the right headspace, if you're feeling depressed or tired or whatever, you're not in a fit state to be doing any motorcycling. It's fair to say. Or if you do, take extreme care, because it's a bit like operating plant power tools when you're tired or under the influence. It's just not a good idea. Don't do it. Someone's going to get hurt, probably you. And it didn't have to be that way. You don't have to be one of these statistics. There's no need for it. Get yourself in the right frame of mind when you approach these things. Have the right skills, which you're going to practice with the right information. Find someone who knows about bikes and learn what you need to practice. Get your drills right. Understand the road, so you're not surprised. You're very rarely surprised. And when you are surprised, you can handle it, because you've practiced the drills. So yeah, I don't want to be a downer. Biking is fun, biking is great, but with great power comes great responsibility. And you've got to get your shit together, or you're going to be a casualty. You're going to be a statistic. So yeah, focus. Anyway, hope that wasn't too much of a rant. Have a good day. Cheers.